Hello and welcome to episode 66 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now, we're about in the middle of this big loop. We've come down here, all the way around here, along here, and we've got a few more places to visit. We want to visit Lizardfolk Village. We want to visit Swamp Witch Hut to turn in our black rattlecaps and to finish off Lindsay's quest. We want to visit Hodag Lair for Amiri's quest. We want to revisit Verdant Chambers. Then we want to visit Gnarlkeep Village to drop off Onslaught pieces, and then back to the capital. So quite a long loop. Now, the reason we're visiting the village here is because if we look at our quests for Lost Child here, we can see that our first lead turning up nothing. That was the witch in the witch's swamp. We've got no better leads than, she told him to drown in Candlemere Lake. So that's all you really get. We may as well start looking there. Thanks, Lindsay. And Candlemere Lake is quite big. But the issue is you've got three sides to it, all of which are quite hard to access because the bridges are quite a long way away. So if you didn't know to visit here, you might end up faffing around and wasting some time. But as it is, I know where to go. So we're going to enter the Lizardfolk Village. And like all areas, this one's got, or like all areas related to main quests, this one has a nice little self-contained story that we get to experience. So it starts out with this old lizard folk coming along and sort of saying that he knew we'd come. And he says that you look for your youngling. Yes, he here alive. Other times we eat him long ago, but Longtail tribe gone crazy. Maybe you save him, maybe not. Maybe too late to save anyone, yes. So they have the child, and he somehow predicted that we'd come, and the tribe has gone very strange. So we're going to interrogate him a bit to find out what's going on. So where is this missing child? And he says that he's inside the village, and also that Kagar has not been in there for a long time. So something... banished or exiled. Anyway, who are you? And he refers to himself as this rattler, like sort of historian plus other stuff. So he preserves the history of the Lizardfolk tribe, plays rattles, sings songs, tells tales. Where tribe come, how live, who win. And so he keeps the memory of the tribe and passes it on from generation to generation. So an important person in the Lizardfolk tribe. And Lindsay interjects there by saying she's a kind of rattler too. And she wants to swap songs. And it's a bit of a put down, bad time for song. Need save tribe now, then can sing. So tell me about your tribe, Kagar. And yes, he refers to the very long ago Lizardfolk Empire, and but that they've been here. Like, this is a sort of theme. These sort of Lizardfolk is that they've been around for absolutely ages. That sentient mammals are a relatively late addition in the history of the Longtails. And so. And he refers to them as having made peace with warm bloods and learnt their language and bought iron from them in relation to these fights they've been having with the thick skins, different tribe of lizards. And but this is the key part here. He says that a spirit that calls itself the Great Ancestor and has taken up residence in the Spirit Hut and has caused the tribe to go mad. So, what's going on there? Who is this spirit? Anyway, this doesn't quite fit with what he said, but this will give us more info. And yes, it says, 12 moons ago, on Forbidden Island in middle of Candlemere Lake, bright light appear. Then spirit come to Chief Vesket. Tell he great ancestor, invincible hero, Strichchak. Vesket believes. So something has come from the haunted island in the middle of Candlemere Lake and has set itself up as their great ancestor. And yeah, and the spirit appears to be helping them in battle. So, in their fight against the Longskins, but the spirit also is demanding strange things. And Kagar is predicting that this is not one of their great ancestors. It's some spirit that is pretending to be so. And one of the key things is that everyone's afraid. Like that's part of how you deduce what this spirit is. It's come from Candlemere Lake, and it makes everything afraid. Anyway, why did you leave the village? Were you vanished? Yes, so he fled on his own, which, now he's just hanging out outside. And, so Kagar wishes to, kill this false great ancestor, and, has been trying to do stuff, but yes, what can one lizard do? He also says he knows magic, which is good, so he's going to come in handy in the future. But what we need to do is we need to visit the village ourselves to find out what's going on. And we've come up to the gate here. Got nice skull pillars on fire, a couple of lizardmen, and these are not difficult checks. We've got very high persuasion. So it's interesting. This is quite fun. Like you can bribe them with food basically, but So we're going to pick this first one. Diplomacy 15. There's a human child in the village. Came to trade for his release, and we passed that with no trouble. And they say that we need to speak to Veskit about the missing child and reclaiming him. So, teleported inside to the chief's hut. That's Veskit there. Got a nice necklace of teeth. And we've failed this perception check with a roll of 2. We needed a roll of 3 or higher to pass that. That's okay. So, your tribe is holding a human child. I came to take him back. And we get some locked dialogues here. But they say he can't go. And that their great ancestors claimed this child for itself. And we got some options here to resolve this peacefully. So we can just say, I came for a peaceful negotiation. One chieftain to another. Your tribe is holding a human child. I'm ready to pay for his return. I'd like to solve this without resorting to violence. Me too. And, yes. Veskit can't give him away because he's not Veskit's to give. Go talk to the ancestor. Will do. If you're lucky, he gives you the youngling. If not, I won't help. So we can ask him some more questions, but this is all just sort of, regular dialogue. There's nothing particularly interesting here, but we can ask about the rattler, and the lizards inside say that he's lost his mind, while they are remaining true. We can ask about this great ancestor, and it's an ancient lizardman hero. Yeah, so moon rolling over the skies. Stishchak, throw it there. Nice. And Stishchak's spirit comes back. Tribe wage war on thickskins win easy. So again, reiterating the fact that this great ancestor has been helping them win their battles. We're not going to really go through these. He just sort of talks about how great they are. And but reference this long-tail empire which owned the whole world, and they're hoping to regain this lost glory. And yes, Jubilost quite likes this. Anyway, thank you for the answers, and off we go. Now there's a chest here, and you get the key to this chest at the end of this quest chain, but we can actually just try and bust it open because it's a DC 37 check, which is very high. But this nets us Shard of a Knight's Bracer, and some really valuable stuff, including an emerald if you needed one, and a diamond, which is great if you need to resurrect someone. Now, in order to get the best outcome from this quest, we need to speak to 3 people. More rope and stuff. So first of all, we can go into the egg hut, and we can see that all their eggs seem to have been broken. And there's this sad looking lizard here as well. So we'll find out what's going on with the Virish after we steal all their potatoes and oysters. So
Adventures are exciting.
just make sure we're going to pass this stuff. If there's any checks. So on the floor of the hut, lying among the eggshells, an old Lizardfolk is pressing his hand against a festering wound. Raising his head, with great effort, he stares at you. Yes, so he thinks that we're presumably this sort of god or goddess of the dead for the Lizardfolk. So, who are you? He was once the clutch father, now there's no eggs. So what happened to all these broken eggs? Great Ancestor go crazy. Tell of famine coming soon. Children starve, so we must eat eggs like every time famine come. Where is famine? Many animals, many mushrooms everywhere. We could breed many children, could raise many warriors, yes? So it seems that the Great Ancestor has told them that there's a famine coming and that they need to eat all their eggs. Right. And Virus tries to save the eggs. Great Ancestor gets angry, puts a spell. Then Chief Vesket poked Virus with a spear. So they've been driven to eat their own eggs by this Ancestor, and Virish, trying to get in the way, got stabbed. And yes, he's worried that their whole tribe is going to die out if they've got no eggs. So, what did you call me? Ashashtaha. Yeah, god of death. Anyway, we can heal this nice Lizardfolk. Hold on, I can help you. And yeah, so we've given some bit of help. So, but maybe not last for tribe. Maybe not time for Ashashtaha. So that's the first, investigating the egg hut and helping Virish. So secondly, Talden dog, where's dog tags there? We want to talk to what's that? Fashor. So he's looking after the monitor lizards in this cage. So who are you, buddy? And yeah, he says monitor lizards are better than dogs. They're tough, enduring, and have strong jaws. He is the lizard kennel master. Thanks, Mary. So yeah, looks after the monitor lizards in many ways. So we can try for this check, which we're going to pass. So you seem to be nervous. What's going on here? And Fascio is warrior. Fascio knows no fear, but many strange things in the village. Everyone afraid Great Ancestor will destroy us. He references us being here to take the child, but we want to know a little bit more, and he tells an interesting story. So first of all, we know the younglings in the spirit hut, but secondly, there's this is what the Great Ancestor is making them do with the child. He says, no, youngling go to spirit hut, throw him in monitor lizard cage, but don't let them eat him. Take him back, poke the youngling with spears, but not really hurt him. Youngling scared, youngling cry, Ancestor laugh. What for? Why? So again, this idea of fear here, that there's something to do with, making this child afraid and making all the lizards afraid. So, we are going to pick the neutral good choice here. I don't seek revenge on your tribe. I just want to take the child home. There we go. Because of course there is other routes through this. We could just have come in guns blazing, so to speak. We could have just killed all the lizard folk and rescued the child, or tried to. Sometimes things don't always go as planned. So we can just come down here to see these two.
What troubles you?
So two lizardfolk stand near a small garden, arguing fiercely as they wave their hands and lash the ground with their tails. And yes, roping us into this argument. So what are you arguing about? So they've got a garden, the two of them. Great Ancestor comes, tells us to root out all the heal herb and plant dope weed instead. How can that be? Disobeying the Ancestor is wrong. Ancestor must be... So, yes, Ancestor has told them to dig up everything good, plant something else. And one of them agrees, one of them doesn't. So, we got lots of different options here, but really the only good one is to say that you should think for yourselves and that you should keep the heal herb there. Tassa, think Great Ancestor, eat too much dope weed himself. So, yeah. And that has sorted out that. There we go. Now, before we go, we're going to pick all their moss. And all their vegetables. Don't dig up your vegetable garden. I will dig it up for you. There we go. I'm assuming this is berry is heal herb, maybe. So we can see. Nice drum. Yeah. So they can drum to each other. And hang out outside the hut. Now, we could probably only get this to appear from the other side, but you can sneak in this end of the village if they don't let you in. So if you can't pass the checks and you don't want to kill them, you can in fact sneak in. We'll take all their drying herbs. We will take unidentified trident, +1. Musket long spear, musket long spear, musket short spear, and they can hang on to the trident. I think that's getting close to everything. I'll pick this one up on the way through. So now all that's left to do for this quest is to enter the spirit hut and see what's going on. And we see Tig, the child. So he stands in the middle, his eyes are wide and frantic. When he opens his mouth, a much older voice emerges, confident and derisive. It demands that we kneel. And yes, seems that it's rather trickstery. And yes, so who or what exactly am I talking to? You can call me the Count Shimmerglow, your excellency to my friends. I own this village and all these foolish lizards. You wouldn't want to get on my bad side. So we can try for a knowledge arcana check. Who are you? A ghost? Evil spirit? I need to know what I'm dealing with. And yes, it's hard to detect what it is you're speaking with, but it doesn't seem that he's possessing the boy. Most likely that he's standing near the boy, invisible, and controlling the boy telepathically. And we can, in fact, throw some glitter dust if we want to try and reveal Count Shimmerglow. But we're going to take a slightly different route through this. So, what are you doing here? He just says that he's enjoying himself. So, again, prankstery. And here we go. I do my best to make their lives a living hell so I can feed on their fear, pain, and shame. All most delectable emotions. And we do know one thing that seems to feed on fear. And we have encountered some of them before, and that's will-o-wisps. When we fought the wisp in Old Sycamore outside, where when you camp, you get a nice wisp ambush you. That wisp also talked about fear, and mostly cast lots of fears, lots of cause fears at our party. And anyway, why do you need this child? Because there's no spice like a child's fear. So that's the only reason he likes feeding off the child's fear. And what we can use this activate this law religion check that we've passed. So a little bit more info saying he doesn't seem like a god. And yeah, What makes you think my patron is of your world? Who would you, a mortal waste of flesh, know of the first world and its gods? You shouldn't even speak its name above a respectful whisper. So again, a little bit of confirmation that whoever this is from the first world. We can try and so yeah, we can use magic to make the spirit visible, but we can try and calm Tig down. And he really doesn't like that. He considers that to be, don't make him calmer, because it's less of a meal. Anyway, release this child immediately. Are you this rude to everyone you visit? Alright, you want to set the boy free? It's negotiable. You need to provide me something of value in return, of course. And he wants the rattler, who we encountered at the beginning. And to do a prisoner swap, I suppose, or a unwilling. We just sort of lure him here. So anyway, why do you need the rattler? And he doesn't like him because he's counteracting the fear of the village. So yes. Anyway, goodbye. Let's go get this rattler. First up. And various lizards all come in now. We'll take that honey.
Is there trouble?
Here's King Veskit here.
I'll share my path.
So obviously we're not going to betray the rattler to this fey, possibly Will-O-Wisp, but we're going to take a slightly different route.
The dangers don't frighten me.
But first, just want to cast a couple of buffs.
Was called for.
We're going to go Good Hope.
Weapons, spells, poisons. The art of killing is so diverse these days. A shame one life is not enough to master them all.
That bark is so long that it just goes on and on and on. I can't remember whether it's going to use fire or lightning, so I'm going to go with both. Better safe than sorry.
The world is full of wonder.
And we've got Good Hope up. We're going to haste and have a little chat to Kagar. So, we get two choices. One, we trick him. Or two, we tell him the truth. That you are right, an evil spirit is pretending to be your great ancestor. You want to stop him, come with us. And that's one I'm going to pick. Yeah, because I think that gives the best resolution for this quest. So, yes, right, there's still hope for the Longtail tribe. And, old Kagar make magic there, evil spirit become visible, then you hit it. Main thing is not be scared, yes. So, here we go. Should probably have cast Remove Fear. But there we go, Glitter Dust from Kagar. We've got this lovely Count Shimmerglow here. So, we are going to just have a little look at him. Yeah, so a level 16 Aberration with permanent glitter dust on it. AC 31, immunity to electricity, and definitely a Will-O-Wisp. So, we're going to see if we can interrupt his shield. No, we're not going to be able to do that. So,
Stand down.
it's, of course, it's a Will-O-Wisp, so it's got full weapon, full magic immunity.
You offend me.
So we're just going to have to beat it down. G-Blast, you're a bit short on potions.
Repent.
So cast up and Inspire Courage. This might take a little while to take down. There you go, Harem. Close in. Oh, no, because everyone got an attack of opportunity because it tried to cast a spell. So it's not so bad.
Adventures can wait.
Bit disappointing, really, when they're that easy. But we think we get something quite cool here. This is Bound Thunder. So this is a trident that enables you to cast Lightning Bolt once a day as a 10th level wizard. So I am going to immediately stick that on Amiri, we can ditch the corrosive great axe, take the trident. There we go. We get to play around with electrocuting tridents later. And we've also got the key, King Veskut's key, because of course this is Veskut here who died. He was Count Shimmerglow electrocuted him, so we can just nick all the stuff. This is a key to the chest we've already opened, and we get hide armor +1 and amulet of natural armor +1, which is great. And then we can talk to Kagar, and yeah. So he's very pleased. What will happen to your tribe now? And yeah, Kagar not know. Damage too big. We stay in village, not survive long. Need go somewhere away from thickskins. Look for a new place to live. So we can offer to take them in. There. And, you know, he says that they can't take too many gifts. And, yeah. That's it. Farewell, lizard folk.
I wrote it like I saw it.
And that really is it for the Lizardfolk village. Just pick up this. There we go. So if we now have a little look at some of the NPCs we've spoken to, they don't really have anything much to say. So yeah, we can even return to the throne room, but again, there's not much now that we've put in all the effort to save them. So the other thing on this map is the outside area here, which is there are a few tricky enemies here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more buffs than I was before.
What manner of country is this? Where is the lavish dining, the festivals? Place barely merits a footnote in my compendium.
And crucially, we're going to do See Invisible Communal.
We should move.
And we'll do Protect or Resist Acid. And
I'm still here.
Shield of Faith. But the key thing is to have See Invisibility up.
I'll share
Because
my path.
that means we can see these Venom Hodags who
No time for idling.
are doing their best to be invisible, but can't resist a spell.
Prevail. Does it matter?
You deserve it.
Trident, yeah, ridiculous.
This way.
It's not in vain.
Absolutely no reason to use it apart from it's quite fun. There's a little hidden box here, which got this quite interesting cloak. This is Cloak of Shadows. So a +10 enhancement bonus to stealth skill checks and immunity to blindness and dazzling. This is really good. This is a great bonuses here. Of course, it does mean you miss out on save resistances. Sorry, resistance saves from a cloak of a cloak. Sorry, from a cloak of resistance like this. But yeah, there you go, Lindsay. That's a nice Cloak of Shadows. Help her sneak around. So we've now got to run all the way over the top here to the other side of the village, and I will try and use our lightning bolt halberd trident when we encounter the next group of enemies. There we go. Frogs.
Well,
That's really quite fun.
What a waste.
Wishes. Your time is over.
There we go. Now some dead frogs.
Adventures can wait.
Token of the Dryad here, hidden in the undergrowth. Anyway, I think that's enough
done with waiting.
lightning bolting, Amiri. So there's a few more groups of enemies down here, but the Venom Hodags were the most dangerous ones. The rest,
Become as dust.
Away, you rascal.
Notice awaits
the rest is pretty standard frogs.
Stand down.
Repent. Your life ebbs low.
Let's hope we don't get hit by sending in people with no armor. This box was something else we wanted to unlock because it's got Dark +2. Yep, Dark +2 in it, which is quite a nice thing to pick up.
This is my time to
And I
shine.
think, yes, now, Creator Monitor Lizards are a bit dangerous because they're poison.
Sorry,
So
was lost in thought.
we're just going to, whoops, send out some skeletons to
Ends here.
absorb the blows here. We'll go there. What have we got? Oops. Don't do that, so most of them are confused.
Serves you right. Fall, you knave.
That should
You offend me.
allow us just to finish them off with minimal risk of being poisoned. There we go. So the perfect armor class. 3 skeletons in front of you. Yeah. And this should be a token of the Dryad. Yep.
The danger's
And that's basically it.
me.
For this map, we've almost cleared it completely. If we just come along here, if we pass this perception check, there we go. We can see that we could go through this break in the palisade, but there's no need for us to. This was regular stuff we don't need. So yeah, that is, if we check our diary, lost child. We've saved the boy. Now the quest, you can sort of semi-fail it. Like you can end the quest which results in the boy dying. And so the way I've done it is the easiest way to have a positive outcome as far as I understand. Everyone seems quite happy, and I think, don't quote me on this, but talking to those 3 groups there, that's essential to getting that good outcome. So yeah, but sometimes so these things, it's amazing. This game's been out for quite a while, and it's certainly not a new game anymore. But you know, the actual triggers for lots of the things in the game are still, you know, hazy and often subject to sort of hearsay and forums posts where you know, this is the way I did it and it worked, rather than somebody being able to say this is exactly the triggers that you need to hit. Anyway, that's it for the Lizardfolk village, and I will see you in the next video.